So I wasn't originally going to make a video about this, but the more I thought about it, the more I thought about it, the more I thought about it, and the more I watched on it, I really think what we have here is a perfect opportunity to kind of take for some of the biggest YouTubers on the platform that have some of the biggest heads and kind of knock them down a peg. But bro, what are you talking about? Obviously what I'm talking about is the KSI Deji versus Logan Paul Jake Paul fight, and it's really just crazy, and I think it's going to be one of the most fun things to see that I really could never have expected that it's going to be this fun. So if you don't know already, Deji and his brother KSI, some of the biggest YouTubers on the platform as far as in England goes, and I think KSI is one of the biggest YouTubers on the platform in general. And then obviously we all know who Jake Paul and Logan Paul is. If you don't know who they are, you just been living under a rock. Well, hi there, baby girl. Did you wake up? And in the reality of things, I really couldn't care less about the fight. But like I said, the more I thought about it, the more I realized that this is huge, because all of these YouTubers have something very, very obvious in common, and that is they all have huge heads, huge egos, and it's something that I really think irritates most people. Don't get me wrong, if you're fans of them, if you watch their content, you like them, whatever. I'm not saying that they're horrible people. I'm not saying they all need to make a trip to the suicide forest. I'm just saying that they all have egos and heads well too big for their britches. And believe me, I know, you get that many views, you make that much money, you get that many subscribers, you have the right to be a little bit egotistical, you have the right to have somewhat of a big head. But I think it's very fair to say that these guys are their heads are just way too big for their britches. But I want to get down to the nitty-gritty, and I want to tell you exactly why I'm so excited for this boxing match. Now, why I think that it's just going to be the most amazing thing to hit YouTube in a very, very long time. So if you don't know already, younger brothers Deji and Jake are going to be boxing, and the older brothers KSI and Logan are going to be boxing. They're going to have this boxing match on August 25th, 2018. It's just a couple of weeks away. And if you haven't seen the press conferences already, I would really highly, if you're excited about the fight and you haven't seen them already, I would really highly recommend that you go watch them. But just know that none of these guys are really good at trash talking. Just gonna throw that out there. But what they are good at doing is throwing themselves under the bus. But bro, what are you talking about? They are amazing at trash talking. They're the greatest trash talkers. And they would never throw themselves under the bus. They're too smart for that. They're really not. They're really just not. And let me explain to you why. Let me explain to you why. Again, if you've watched the content around it, if you've watched the press conferences, if you've watched the face-to-face meetings, Jake Paul himself has really thrown himself under the bus. Jake Paul and Deji themselves have really just, they've set themselves up for failure no matter what happens. Deji has done nothing but talk about this fight. And that's great. That's great marketing exposure. It's free marketing. Obviously, many people are going to purchase tickets to it, or they're going to watch it on demand. I mean, they're going to make this fight huge, and Deji has a big role in that. Deji is also just the cockiest guy I've ever seen on the internet in my entire life. He's the cockiest man I've ever seen on the internet. All this man has done is talk trash about how he's going to absolutely destroy Jake. Now, if he does, that's wonderful. If he really destroys Jake Paul the way he says he's going to, that's absolutely wonderful. Head's going to grow a couple sizes bigger than it already is, and in my opinion, it's already too big, but nonetheless. But if he loses, he just spent months and months and months of talking trash about how he's going to absolutely obliterate his opponent in the boxing ring. And to lose that fight, it's just going to be a huge hit to his ego. But wait, Jake Paul's not any better. Jake Paul has done, again, nothing but talk trash about how he's going to absolutely obliterate Deji in the ring. Again, if he loses, it's going to be a huge hit to his ego. He's going to be the laughing stock of YouTube for quite a while. However, if he wins, he's already told everybody that he is going to downright challenge KSI to a boxing match when his brother beats him. Now, I'm going to put it this way, and again, this is my own personal opinion. If you have a different opinion, let me know down in the comment section below. But in my own personal opinion, I don't think Jake can beat KSI. I'm just putting that out there. I don't think that he can beat KSI. And if he beats Deji, he has two options. He can challenge KSI and lose, and then still get knocked down a peg, or he can not challenge him and look like a for not challenging him after stating for the world to see that he was going to. And obviously there are the older brothers, KSI and Logan Paul. Again, we have two very athletic people that have somewhat of a background in this kind of event or scenario, but they also have both been talking so much trash about how they're going to absolutely obliterate their opponent because they have the perfect strategy. They're going to play it off. They're going to destroy them in whatever round they think that they're going to beat them in. And it's just going to be the easiest fight that they've ever had. So regardless of who loses that fight, whoever the loser is, their ego is going to be diminished. They're going to be the laughing stock of the YouTube community for quite some time. Now this is what I want to happen. What I want to happen, and when I first started kind of getting up to speed on everything, I wanted KSI and I wanted Deji to win. I wanted the two brothers to win because I think I don't like Jake Paul and Logan Paul. I just don't. But the more I thought about it, the more I want it to happen this way. First off, I want Jake Paul to win. I want Jake Paul to beat Deji because, for one, it's going to shut Deji up for a little while. It's going to knock him down a peg. He's not going to be so egotistical and so cocky anymore. And it's going to teach him a bit of humility. Secondly, I want KSI to win because I just don't like Logan Paul. And I really think that he believes that he's the god of YouTube, and to knock him down a peg would just be amazing. Now, if the fights happen this way, Logan Paul and Deji both get knocked down a peg, that's wonderful. That's two of it. Two of the four get knocked down a peg and taught a little bit of humility. But here's where the best part comes in. Jake beats Deji again. He's already stated for the whole world to see that he's going to challenge KSI. He's going to challenge JJ to a boxing match, and he's going to knock him out. Seeing your older brother get beaten in a boxing match, I gotta say, I don't have an older brother myself. I'm the oldest of 3 children, but I gotta say that it's probably going to be at least a little bit intimidating as long as you see your brother as being the tougher version of yourself. So Jake's going to have two options. He's going to either, option A, which is challenge JJ, challenge KSI to a boxing match and absolutely get destroyed, or option B, be too scared to challenge him because he just whooped your brother. You know you're going to get whooped if you go into the ring with him, and then look like a and learn a little bit of humility and get knocked down that peg, egotistic wise, and it's still a win-win situation. As far as KSI goes, if KSI wins this boxing match, he's already again told the world that he's going to try out for professional boxing. Now KSI, he may be the YouTube champion of the world as far as boxing goes, but any professional boxer is just going to destroy him. I mean, they have years and years and years of training, hundreds of matches under their belt worth of experience. They're just going to destroy him. So he's going to beat Jake Paul, he's going to go out for professional boxing, and then he's going to get destroyed, and again it's going to knock him down a peg in humility. But those are my overall thoughts, guys. Let me know in the comment section below if you're voting for anybody, if you're rooting for anybody, whether you're team Deji and KSI or team Jake and Logan Paul. Let me know in the comment section below what team you're rooting for, if you're rooting for anybody. Also let me know if you even care about the boxing. But more importantly, if you like this video, you like what I said here, you agree with me, hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to see more awesome shit on the daily. For those of you that are already subscribed to the channel, I know this is different than what you're normally used to seeing coming from the channel, but I thought about it, and the more and more I thought about it, the more and more I really wanted to make this video, because I think that everybody is missing out on a huge opportunity when it comes to this boxing. But that's it for me, guys. As always, I want you to have a very, very beautiful day, and remember to keep it Gucci. Peace.